Hey guys, TommyBryson here, and as you guys know, this right here is a financial channel. So whenever I actually talk about phones, I'm not saying, hey guys, here's the phone, the subject is a phone. No, it's more about, hey, here's all the money things that actually went into this purchase. So yes, I did buy a new phone, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what phone I bought and why. Now, for some context here, if you've been on the channel for a while, you know I've bought, for example, the iPhone 14 Pro Max, I bought an iPhone 13 mini, I bought an iPhone XS Max, and now I have a new phone. What phone is it? I'll tell you in this video. But overall, you have to understand why I bought all those phones. What I'm actually doing is I'm searching for the phone that I'm going to be keeping for until the phone basically dies, all right? I have never done that. I'll give you more detail on that later and why I'm trying to do it. But for the most part, when I bought that iPhone 14 Pro Max, like, I used it for a year. I bought it for $1,100 and I sold it for $1,100 because I bought it in the US and I sold it here in Dominican Republic where the phone costs more money. So I was able to get all my money back. But the phone was basically hurting my wrist because it was basically too heavy. Now, when I actually bought this phone, which is basically the iPhone 13 mini, which is a phone that I actually like and I actually love, guess what actually happened with this phone? Phone is perfect. It is a perfect phone. Perfect size. Everything, I can reach it with my fingers. You know, camera is awesome. It's good enough for me. However, only one thing. And that one thing is what basically kills it. And that's basically the battery. I've basically had to charge this phone about 3 times in one day. I woke up with it with a full charge. Before 2 p.m. the phone was dead. Before I went to sleep it was dead. And then I had to leave it to actually charge. Crazy, okay? It's too much. Now, the phone I actually bought, and here's where we actually get into it, guys. I actually bought this phone right here. This case, I actually borrowed it from a friend. This is not my case. I just like plain cases, as you can actually see, but I have this one as just for now. It's what I'm using right now, okay? It is a very pretty case, you know, but it's not my case. However, I bought this phone. This right here is an iPhone 13 Pro. I'm trying to open it here. It's an iPhone 13 Pro Sierra, and I actually like it. It has 512 gigabytes. Now, did I buy this phone because of the gigs? The answer is no. I could easily do with 256 gig is like standard for me, but I got this one because I got it for a good enough price where it's good enough at this price with these gigs, and I would have basically paid the same with one that's basically lesser gigs. So that's why I got this one. Now, how much money did this phone actually cost me? Let's get into it, guys, and do me a favor, like this video, okay? When this phone actually came out, it actually cost around $1,200, and I can tell you why, okay? It's a pretty phone. Apple knows how to make phones, okay? However, there's no way I'm gonna pay that much money for a phone, although I have in the past, but I only bought that iPhone 14 Pro because it was a gift to myself because I became debt-free. Don't forget that, okay? Now, if I actually went right now to the Apple store, I could actually get this phone right now for like around $929 if I'm not mistaken. Here it is right here, okay? And it's going to be obviously refurbished, but by Apple, okay? They changed everything. The phone is basically brand new. Great stuff, but it's only a $270 discount, so it's not that much at all. Now, if I actually go to Amazon, I'm actually able to get the phone between $590 to like around $770. However, with Amazon, what happens is sometimes they change the batteries, they change the screens, and they don't replace it with original parts sometimes. So that basically means you have the phone you want, but you don't really have the phone you think, okay? Because the screen might be different, the battery is different, so it's a problem. So something to consider. Now, good discount. However, if you go to eBay, which is basically my favorite space ever, you can get it anywhere from $510 to $680, okay? Which is actually pretty good overall. However, you have to know exactly what you're buying. Now, if I'm being honest with you guys, okay, I'll tell you in a moment how much I actually paid for this phone, but I honestly thought, no joke, I honestly thought that this phone was a scam, okay? Because the guy I bought it from, well, he has 0 reviews, like no reviews at all, and I thought this guy was like a fake guy. However, after doing some research, I was like, he looks like he's new because the photos, they're the same. He has 2 items listed, same photos. He's being responsive, and he seems to be like not really familiar with how to use eBay because he had in the title 512 gigs, but in the description he had 256 gigs. But I could tell it was basically copy and paste. So he didn't really know what he was doing, but I knew there's a high likelihood that it is a real phone, but I did not know if it was actually going to be a scam or not. So be very careful when you're buying on eBay, okay? There are some things to look out for, but that's another video for another day. But I paid $550 for this phone. Did I get a steal? The answer is no. I did not get a steal. But did I get a good price? The answer is yes. I saved about $650 from the original retail price, and this phone still has great battery life, and it still even has Apple Care, which is kind of crazy, but only until February of 2024. If you're wondering when I'm filming this video, it is December of 2023. So I still have 3 months. If something happens, like screen cracks, the battery goes below 80%, I can basically go to the Apple Store and get it switched for like a very cheap price and then continue using this phone for as long as I possibly can. That is the idea behind it. Now, the price is not just that, because I still have this phone, and this phone still has some value to it. I can sell this phone for like at least $350 to $400 because it is a phone people want. But if I'm being honest with you guys, okay, if you want a phone like this, don't buy this phone. Like, the battery life sucks. Wait until the iPhone SE 4th generation comes, because I do think it's going to have the same form factor with the little squarey parts and the whole screen thing, but it's going to be probably a better battery, potentially. Can't guarantee it, but it's gonna be a lot of money though, so keep that in mind. But I'm gonna try to sell this one. Say I got like $300 for it. Well, I paid $550 minus $300. Well, it's only about $250 now. You see what I'm saying here? That's what I do. Now, what is my intention with this iPhone 13 Pro? The answer is very simple. I plan to keep this phone until the wheels drop. However, I have to admit, I've never done this, okay? Who do you know that has actually kept the phone until it dies? And I think if you try to do that, you would actually have around like 4 phones in a lifetime. Like, I'm being honest, okay? Because phones don't really break if you take care of them. So I'm saying at least 5 years. Now, if the out-of-pocket cost for this phone, once I sell this one, is only $250, and I keep it, let's say for example, at least for like 5 years, guys, well, the answer is pretty simple, okay? $250, which is the out-of-pocket cost, divided by 5. Annually, it only costs me $50 to own this phone. Per month, that's only about like $4. If I say out-of-pocket cost is $550, the cost is only going to be like around $9.16, okay? The longer I keep this phone, the less money is actually going to cost me to have it. That's why I agree with Rami Sethi when he actually says, you know, buy a phone you actually like, you actually want to have for a long time, and just keep it until the wheels basically fall off, all right? And it makes sense to actually do that. Now, there is one problem. The battery is going to go bad within the year. I'm assuming that, okay? So when I do replace the battery, I'm going to have like either Apple do the replacement battery, or someone I trust do the replacement battery, or myself, because I also do this stuff myself. By the way, I fix screens and I fix, for example, batteries all the time. It's not a big deal to me. But when I do fix it, well, that battery is going to give me an additional 2 years or 2 to 3 years, okay? Because batteries are not built to last a long time. These things, they suck up a lot of power. So batteries basically degenerate super quickly and super fast. So this is something to actually like make sure you understand. But a battery is only about like $15 to $20. Believe it or not, even though when you go to the Apple Store, they cost you like $90, but it doesn't cost them that much money to make the battery. I can buy a battery for like $20 to $15 and do it myself, but then I'm gonna get that message saying, hey, it's not an Apple original part. So as long as I keep it for myself, it doesn't really matter because I'm not trying to sell it anytime soon. Now, here's the last question I actually want to answer here, guys. And it's going to be, do I have any regrets? You know, because it's been a year and 3 phones. Do I have any regrets? The answer is no. I honestly don't have any regrets. And the answer is because I had to go through all of these phones to figure out exactly what phone was good for me. When I had the iPhone XS Max, I was fine. I basically just gave that phone away. I bought the other one for myself. I know that this phone is great. The form factor is awesome. If there's ever a phone like this with like great battery life, I might sell this one and get this for great battery life, okay? But for now, it's not. It doesn't exist, okay? But this phone, it's not that heavy. It has great cameras. It has great battery. It's at right now at 77%, and it is 4 p.m. I've never seen that. It's been a long time since I've seen that. So to me, it's more than enough. It's more than I need. But guys, thanks for watching. Let me know what phone do you have right now and what phone you're thinking about getting, and also how long you plan on keeping it, okay? Comment down below, let me know. If you want more videos, here is another one, and keep watching. As always, peace.